Hello and welcome to TNN. Today is February 19th, a Saturday, 2022. And here's the news. Emergency alert. The nation of TK is at the brink of war. Its armies, especially Claretown, are on high alert. While tensions between their northern neighbor, Buckwheat, has escalated this evening. Yesterday, the president went to Buckwheat and dueled the leader of Buckwheat. This was prelude to what to come. Today, around 5 to 4 o'clock, more 5 o'clock, the nation and these two leaders of the nation had altercations. Buckwheat had stolen the alarm, the horn, that alarms all the cities and alerts them of trouble and also of sunset. But also, they stole it. And the president was not going to have that. He took back the stolen property. And then, if that wasn't worse, it got even worse. Then, the two were trying to smooth this over, but the president had another blow, this one more fierce. Not only was it a stealing, but he was called, and I quote, a bitch by the leader of Buckwheat. That is, and should have been, the breaking point. And it was the start of the breaking point between the Buckwheat leader and the president. Then he tried to fight. There was a small skirmish in the fields of Buckwheat. Not only to be added upon this, Buckwheat was trying to claim that they owned Clary Fields, which, if history is true, they did, but without the nation's consent or knowledge until now. And if that's the case, it should have been used as a time to calm tensions, but yet the tension is still there. These are the two great powers in the East. Hopefully Corby aids Claretown just to defend itself, since Claretown is a buffer between Buckwheat and Corby. And these two have had tension before. But the president being called a bitch was very, very uncalled for. Therefore, the president said that he would prepare for war. Just to prepare, since they were very aggressive policies are coming out of Buckwheat, especially today, February 19th, 2022. But at this moment in time, the nation of TK is prepared, is well prepared to fight, but also not. I ask that you all would pray for the nation of TK and for its statesmen, that maybe this conflict doesn't have to go anywhere. But we will wait. But forces are already getting ready to fight. Buckwheat has been a power long before Claretown even existed. Yet now, these two great cities are looking at each other in the face, screaming insults, speaking unto authorities above them in such a manner of bitch and other things. This is unacceptable. The stealing should have been the trigger, but words, the president can overcome insults, but such conflict over land and territory may bring them into a war. But Claretown is preparing herself. She knows she must. Since Buckwheat seems to be very aggressive at this point. They are very aggressive. They want to assert their authority into the fields bordering Buckwheat and Claretown. If able, they could cut off the northern part of Claretown and capture it. Though they could probably not hold it for long if they moved to hold Buckwheat and the fields and the armies of Claretown met, which the armies of Claretown are very small and the armies of Buckwheat are very strong and powerful. But be not afraid, ye people of the nation. Be ye not afraid. The nation must do what it must do. Claretown will prepare. This does not mean there will be a war, but there is the window of negotiation and peace is thinning every second. By tomorrow, it will be known what will happen. The thugs have not been anywhere and haven't been heard of in a couple weeks. About 4. Which is good, but there's tension everywhere in the east. Corby and Buckwheat could surround Claretown. This is not in any of Corby's best interests, I'm afraid. If Corby sides with Buckwheat, Claretown will make Corby cry and howl, and Buckwheat the same. But without God, Claretown does all this in vain. Even if Claretown raises an army and fights, what will it be if it's not in the will of God for them to exceed? So we will wait. We will wait. We will pray, and we will not surrender. No. We have been, for all intents and purposes, Buckwheat has committed treason. And have talked to Corby as if they are second-class citizens to them. Now, the president hopes to keep the Union together, but also realizes the nation's days are coming to an end. Clearly, the nation of TK's days are numbered, and her number of days are shrinking. But that is all in the news. This has been TNN Emergency Report.